Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX results. Welcome to Rochester Real Estate, featuring Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results and Andy Brownell. Here's Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk, 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Good morning. Andy Brownell on News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.9 FM with Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group RE/MAX results. A week from today, it's going to be Christmas Eve.
Isn't that crazy? Oh my gosh. But then when you look out the windows, it looks the part now.
It certainly does.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah, when the snow is clean like this and everything is white and fluffy, it does. It looks magical. It does.
It does. It does make Christmas feel more like Christmas. So I'm all right with it.
And you can't do anything about it anyway.
Well, and I'm not the one that's been out shoveling, so I probably have people cussing me right now. But anyway.
Well, my daughter up in Duluth, 23 inches.
Oh.
And guess what? They didn't buy a snowblower yet.
Oh, you should maybe get her one for Christmas. Come on, Dad. Help a girl out. Brian, who works for us, our marketing guy, he's a Rochester guy, Brian Ness, and he lives in Chadron, Nebraska, which is practically in Colorado. Anyway, he is sick with the flu. His wife is sick with the flu. Both of their little baby girls are sick with the flu, and they got 24 inches of snow to deal with.
Oh, and it's that wet, heavy stuff, too.
I said, Brian, it's just going to have to be out there. You can't go out the way you feel. I said, can you just please call and hire somebody? And he said, there's nobody. The highways are closed down, for Pete's sakes.
Well, then you're not going anywhere anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So just let it be until you feel better. So, I guess I have nothing to complain about this morning.
No, that's for sure. So every year I always try to find these reports from,
So you sound educated on our show, our real estate show?
But the ones I like best are the ones who go against the current. And, the person who, predicted that whatever was going to happen and they were like the only one who ever did.
Yeah.
You ever see those kind of reports?
So you are speaking about Brian Buffini. So Brian Buffini was a realtor for many years. As a matter of fact, always cutting it. He worked for RE/MAX, and he started he's from Ireland, okay? And I've heard him speak many times, and he grew up dirt poor in a small little house, and now he is, just a very mega successful man and just the greatest guy. But he started a real estate team back in the 70s, I think, way before a real estate team was a thing. And the people at RE/MAX thought he was kind of kooky for doing it. But anyway, now he owns Brian Buffini's coaching company. I think it's just called Buffini and Company. And he coaches realtors across the country. And he has great relationships with people in all the right places. And he is not afraid to make his bold predictions. And as a matter of fact, for 15 years now, he goes live on air and calls it Brian Buffini's Bold Predictions, for the upcoming year. And this past Monday, he just did that. And I will tell you, I watch this every year. I've been, in real estate for longer than he's been doing this, but I've only been with RE/MAX. I've only been aware of this for the last 9 years. And I've been watching it, and it's uncanny how spot on this man has been. Like, even during COVID, when everybody was worried about, sinking and going broke and going under, he was saying quite the contrary. Real estate is going to be booming, 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 booming. So he said, work hard, save your money, because, 2022 is going to be tough at the end, and 23 is going to start out tough. And sure enough, that's what a lot of agents are experiencing. But he did go online and make his predictions for 2023. And what he said is that a lot of realtors are not going to have what it takes to make it. Because you've heard me talk about something like 91% of the realtors working today have never sold real estate when the interest rate was above 5%. And also they've never done real estate when houses sit on the market for more than 30 days. So in other words, they're just like fish out of water. And it's going to become very frustrating to a lot of those people, and especially if they don't have good leadership or they're not part of a team that can help them with, their experience. So anyway, he's predicting that approximately 200,000 realtors will drop out in 2023.
Wow.
Yeah, that's quite a big number. So he said, will transactions be down? Yes, transactions will be down. So when you're hearing that there will be fewer homes bought and sold because, it was off the hook, right? I mean, record numbers have happened in the last few years. So he said, but with the transactions being down and 200,000 fewer agents, good experienced agents will remain very busy and have very successful years, which is exactly what I have been saying. I'm not worried. I'm not concerned. I know he said exactly what you've heard me say. He said people are going to start being really choosy about who they work with as their agents, right? Because they are definitely going to need to rely more heavily on their agents than they've had to in the past couple of years. And he also talked about people will be doing more referring when they're moving. So like when we have when we have clients leaving Rochester, I've been doing this for years. I say, oh, where are you moving to? Oh, Cleveland Clinic. Oh, I have a great friend who's a great agent in Cleveland. Let me help you. And they love it. People love it because, they want to be able to go to a new place and get an agent that they can count on. And if they are getting a recommendation from an agent that they already know and trust, believe me, they open that with welcome arms.
Well, so you did that for my family.
Yeah, and yes, exactly. And it's very, very common. And recommended an agent to your daughter, and she ended up loving him and had a great transaction. So, what he was saying is, make sure as agents that you are building and expanding your network so that we can be even one more level of service to our local clients, right? So that we can say, I'll put you in good hands and really do it and really mean it. So, but he says real estate values are going to continue to go up. And even though we've seen a decline in prices, that it should not be confused with a decline in value. I was watching this report online with my team, and I was making jokes saying, I think he copied everything I have said.
I was just going to ask you, when are you going to come out with your own bold prediction?
I know. Exactly. And actually, he had Lawrence Yun, who I've talked about so many times. He's the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, and such a smart man. And he agreed, and he said that, they both feel that we're going to see interest rates very favorable by Q3 of 2023, meaning like hovering down between 4.5%, 5%, where they'll probably stay for a while. And again, I think I've said the same. So good news is everything is light and bright, and we don't see anything scary happening in the real estate market. And people are like, oh, but remember 2008? Remember how scary? We've talked. This is a completely different situation.
Yeah, there's a shortage of housing units.
Exactly.
You can't have that happen when there's still demand.
Right.
Yeah. Well, that's heartening. It's I suppose it gives you a boost of confidence too, because you have gone. I mean, the last 3 months or 4 months, you've been saying exactly what this paid professional prognosticator is saying.
Yeah, I mean, I feel very confident in my skills as a realtor, as you know. I mean, some people are really good at some things and not so good at other things, and there's a lot of things I'm not so good at, but I am very good at real estate.
Well, that's wonderful to have you here as well, and sharing that wisdom with our listeners. Why don't we take a quick break?
Sounds great.
We'll continue in just a moment with more. Robin Gwaltney, Gwaltney Group Results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
If you own a small to medium
real estate with Robin Gwaltney from Gwaltney Group, RE/MAX Results, and Andy Brownell on Rochester's News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Welcome back, everyone. Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results. Of course, it's Saturday morning. We're talking about real estate. Robin, you've been, for months now, we've talked about the numbers and how we saw that spike in home prices and values over the pandemic years, and now things are mellowing out, but there's still significant returns. I think it was the Minnesota numbers were around 5 or 6%.
Yes, exactly. And because when you,
I was just going to say, I looked at my 401k, and I tell you what, I didn't even see a negative 5 or 6%. I saw a negative 20 or 30%.
Right. So this is the deal. When you look at these numbers that we're talking about or that you read in articles, keep in mind that these are all based nationally, okay? And there are some markets, for example, San Francisco, Seattle, Las Vegas, Phoenix. I mean, those markets, such another one I forgot is Texas. What's that hot spot?
Austin?
Yeah, Austin, Texas. Yeah. So those houses, the prices surged so hot and so fierce during those years during the pandemic that, of course, those are the markets that are going to experience the most pronounced price declines. I mean, maybe up to 12%. So for those people like me who've been waiting to buy a house in Scottsdale, Arizona, that's good. I'm loving to hear that. But for the people who are, have been investing there, living there, of course, they don't want their properties to drop by 12%. Here, we are not expecting to see that at all. We are expecting to see our properties, our values increase, okay, depending on where you are. But throughout the Midwest, sure, it's going to be an increase of maybe somewhere between 5 and 8%, which is a good return on your money. And when you talk about your investment, I will tell you, real estate is such a good investment. Now, whether it's just the home that you are buying to make your home, to live in, how many times have you heard me say your home is your bank account that provides you shelter? You physically live in this bank account. So I want my buyers to always be thinking about every real estate transaction as an investment because it is so important. I mean, we are helping people make one of the largest investments they're ever going to make when they buy a home. So it's so important that we're thinking in that frame of mind. Like, yes, is this a good investment? How are you going to fare with this home? Great. I love that you love the layout. I love that you love the paint colors or the flooring. But my job, my responsibility is, are you making a good investment? And that's where we use the data and we pull up the comps and we say, what have other homes in this neighborhood done as far as a return on the money? So I feel like that is something, if you're not thinking in those terms when you're buying real estate, you need to start. And if you're working with an agent that doesn't coach you like that and talk to you about that home being an investment and what kind of an investment it will likely be for you, then ask more questions, because I think it is super important to think about that real estate transaction. Again, whether you're buying it as your single family home that you're going to live in, a condo that you're personally going to live in, or if you're buying something that is you're buying as a rental, buying it truly as an investment property, because every single real estate transaction you make is an investment.
When you have those discussions, do you talk about time frames?
Absolutely. I mean, we have so much data available that we can break it down and say, oh, well, another house that's exactly like this one with the kitchen on the opposite side and the garage on the opposite side, but same square foot, same builder, same year built, was bought back in this year for this much money, same time this house was purchased. I mean, like, it's fun to look over in like Cimarron, where I can pull up houses and say, oh, well, these were both built in 1980, and when they were brand new, they both sold for $78,000. This one has been lived in by the same people for the last 20 years. So this one hasn't sold very often, but this one over here has sold 5 times. And here's the history of what it has sold for. I mean, we have all of this information, so we can really guide people and show them, clearly what their expectations should be every time they make a real estate investment. And that's a job we should be doing.
That's really interesting to me, because with that kind of data, you can make comparisons to what the stock market was doing during those periods of time. Absolutely. So I guess my long story short is, expect more from your realtor, because these are things, think of us as, one of your
one of your financial advisors, right? I mean, we're helping you make big investments. So count on us to guide you and give you this information and help you make really sound decisions when it comes to your investments.
What kind of mistakes can people make when they're thinking in terms of this being an investment and their vision gets clouded somehow?
Well, okay, let me give you an example. One time, this was many years back, I've probably actually even told this story on this show, but I was helping a past coworker of mine. He had referred me to his son. So his son and his new wife were so excited to buy a home. And they had a limited budget. And so the home that they found and they fell in love with, I said, absolutely not. And they said, why not? And I pointed out to them the big problems with the house. And I said, this is not a good investment, you guys. This is going to be a money pit. And they said, why do you say that? And I said, well, this great big tree in the front yard has a root system that is going to completely overtake this house if it hasn't already. Okay? And so they said, oh, we can have it chopped down. And I'm like, easier said than done. And on your budget in this price range, I'm telling you, I will not sell you this house. If you want to make this investment, you go right ahead and you find another realtor because I'm not going to get you into this mess. And so they said, okay, well, we're going to go find another realtor because we really want this house.
Oh, no.
So they bought it, and about 4 or 5 years later, I ran into them and I said, hey, are you guys still in the house? And they put their hands over their head like, oh my God, why didn't we listen to you? They said, that has been such a hot mess, and it became so expensive, and we had all these problems, and we ended up losing the house. And I'm like, oh my God. And my heart was just pounding because I thought I tried so hard to steer you away from that house and to steer you away from making a bad investment and a big mistake. So, I mean, we could only do, the old saying, you can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink, right? But it is our responsibility to always look out. It's a fiduciary duty of a realtor to always look out for our client's best interest. And so if we're not doing that, and, in my opinion, what is their best interest? Of course, making the most sound investment that they can possibly be making.
Absolutely. That's fantastic.
Anyway.
That's a nightmare scenario there that you just described.
I felt bad for them. Terrible.
We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back in just a moment. Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results on News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
We'll be right back with Robin Gwaltney and Andy Brownell on Rochester Real Estate. This is News Talk 1340, KROC AM and 96.9 FM.
Save big and connect for your holiday with Smart Electric.
9 FM, Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results with us this morning. Robin, I probably need to look back at a calendar to figure out how many times you guys take steps to say thanks to the people you work with. I was just the other day thinking back at that wonderful picnic that you had this past summer.
Oh, wasn't that fun?
Delicious pulled pork. And like I said before, I usually don't like coleslaw, but somehow you guys got a hold of coleslaw.
Hey, I made that.
Oh,
it was Hawaiian. Yeah, wasn't that great?
Really, it was good. Really good.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
And you gave away this incredible vacation.
We did.
Hawaii.
And that couple had so much fun, and I had so much fun watching their pictures on Facebook. Yeah, it was fun. I mean, that's one thing that I really do pride myself in is we do appreciate our clients so much. And at least 3 or 4, sometimes 5 or 6 times a year, we'll do client appreciation parties at some level, whether it's throwing an Easter egg hunt and having prizes for all the kids, or, having a Christmas tree lighting with Santa. This one we have coming up Sunday is our movie theater event, which is always a huge success. We just closed down a theater or 2, depending on how many people register, and everybody comes. And the last time we did it, we had a face painter, and she was fabulous, but the line was so long, it kind of screwed things up. So this time we have Mr. and Mrs. Claus, Santa and his lovely wife, and we have goodie bags for all the kids. And of course, the movie is complimentary as well as the pop and the popcorn. So we're hoping to have 300, 350 clients at least there, people, I guess I should say, with families and stuff. And we've been encouraging people, hey, if you don't have kids, it's a Disney movie. It's called Strange World. It came out just at Thanksgiving time. I haven't seen it yet. I purposely haven't seen it, but we're telling people if the movie isn't your thing, maybe you have grandkids or a niece and nephew or neighbor kids, whatever, just come out and join us. So I know our registration has gone up quite a bit each day the last few days, because a lot of people just kind of wait till the last minute and decide if they can come. But it's just another small token of our appreciation, because the Gwaltney Group once again will finish this year as the #1 real estate team in all of Southeast Minnesota. We have helped more families buy and sell houses than any other real estate team, and we are very proud of that. And we know that we could not have that success without all of our amazing clients. And the fact that they are so true to us and come back to us and refer us to their friends and to their family. And we just have great relationships with our clients, and every chance we get, we like to show them how much we appreciate them. So hope to see a lot of them. And if some of you are listening, a lot of you at the movies on Sunday.
What a perfect day. Oh, tomorrow's going to be a perfect day to go to the movie theater, too, because you're all shoveled out by now. What else do you have to do?
Exactly. Come to the movie, and the Vikings play today, so there's no excuse for even saying I have to get home for the Vikings game.
You just have to get home in time. It's the Vikings game, just the last 2 minutes of the game anyway.
No. But I said the Vikings are playing today. They're playing Saturday this week.
Yeah,
so it's not even going to interfere with Sunday.
Yeah, the next 2 weeks. Today
Isn't that weird?
Week. Yeah, it is weird.
Yeah.
It messes with my schedule.
Sorry about that. You want me to make some phone calls for you, Andy? See if I can pull some strings?
Call Ziggy Wolf up and see what you can do.
Can I plug a few new listings? Do I have time for that?
You do, absolutely.
Okay, so we've got a side-by-side single-family townhome up at Coral Court Northeast, 2374. That's up by the Mayo Clinic Northeast, really popular place up there. It's a 4-bed, 3-bath, 2-car garage. It's really nice. It has, total square footage, 2,859. So on the main floor, there's 1,666 square feet, and then another almost 1,200 below. So very nice place, and it's been on the market for a week now. I don't know how much longer it'll last, but that is listed at $444,900. Okay.
All right.
And then we've got a beautiful multi-level split up in Hart Farms, the very popular Hart Farms, 2316 Starburst Drive Southwest. And this one's a 5-bed, 3-bath with a 3-car garage. And this one was, it's been on the market for a week now. It was built in 2015. And we are asking $520,000. We have had a lot of showings, which has been great. So hopefully I'll get an offer on that one.
That neighborhood is it's such a neat neighborhood because it's, kind of out there a little bit, but you're in town just like that.
Yeah, and the kids are riding their bikes all over the place, and sidewalks and stroller walks. And so, it's a very nice, lively neighborhood out there. Yeah, very nice. I've got an absolute dollhouse listed at 2245 7th Avenue Northeast. So it's literally just across the street from that little elementary school. I talked about this one before when it was coming. Not Jefferson, isn't it? Harriet Bishop, is that the name of it? No, what is? Oh boy, I'm drawing a blank.
It's near Silver Lake, though, right?
No, up in Northern Heights.
Oh, then it would be, yeah.
Is it Harriet Bishop?
Oh, it's Churchill.
Churchill, that's it. Thank you. This old brain of mine. Anyway, it's literally across the street. So if you have elementary kids, you couldn't have a more perfect location. And these folks have fixed this house up, so it is just adorable. So it's a 4-bed, 2-bath with an attached 1-car garage. This house was built in, that's 1965. Yeah. But it's been redone, and so it's just as cute as can be inside. So definitely something you want to check out. It's 3099. we have some, I think I have talked about these, and I'm really excited about these. We've got some manufactured homes that we're selling out in Orinoco. And, I mean, you can get yourself a brand new 2,432 square foot, 4-bed, 3-bath house for $267,500. Now, that is a deal. If you don't need something quite that big, we've got a 1,216 square foot model with 3 beds and 2 baths for $152,000, brand new.
Affordable housing.
Yeah, these have cement board siding. They've got, you have the option for hard surface countertops. I mean, they're very nice. And then here's one that's kind of in between. This one's 1,568 square feet, 3-bed, 2-bath, and this one's 192. So it is affordable housing. We're very happy and excited about that. Let's see, I have my Tiffany Cove townhome, but that one is sold, so I'll pass that one. Got some good investment opportunities in Pill Hill, walking distance to St. Mary's. So whether you're interested in living there or owning an Airbnb or even a regular, long-term rental, I've got one at 615 3rd Street Southwest, and it's $450,000, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths with a 2-car garage.
Hey, Robin, I hate to do this, but we're short on time. So how do we get a hold of you?
No problem, because I have other listings, and I just was talking about the new ones, but call me at 507-259-4926 anytime. I'll be happy to take your call and would love to help.
Fantastic. Thanks so much, Robin. We'll connect again next week. Thanks.
Sounds perfect.
Robin Gwaltney with Gwaltney Group RE/MAX Results on News Talk 1340 KROC AM and 96.
This